revisiting our butterfly pea flowers, going over the different types of cuttings to clone the vines from, and how to do it. All this right now, right here on the Clumsy Gardener.
Should be good. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. So right behind us here are our butterfly peas. We cut them back a bit earlier on in the year, and when the weather got warmer, they've started to spring back, if you'll excuse the pun, into action. We have two varieties. We have the single lobe right here, and we have the double lobe right behind me over here in these smaller pots. These two over there. No flowers on them at the moment. We got those seeds from Shahara over at Growing Smart Permaculture Farm out on Pengchao Island. Most of these we started from seed. In fact, all of them except for one.
Clitoria ternatia typically produces tons of pods with seeds that have a high germination rate. You can find out more about this plant and its uses in our previous video. I'll leave a link to that below. But if you can't get a hold of viable seeds, you can also work with cuttings.
Okay, so this one right here was cloned from this one right here, this large one right over here. So I'm just going to show you guys how I clone them from cuttings, what I do, and how you too can also clone your butterfly peas.
Once you've sterilized your cutter, start looking for sections with vigorous growth. Spring to midsummer is generally the best time to get cuttings. It'll give you the best shot of cloning this plant. Cuttings can take a couple of months or more to root and establish. First, herbaceous cuttings.
So ones that are like this, entirely green. Okay. Like that, there's no bark on it at all. So right here is a semi-hardwood cutting. You've got some bark on the outside that's developed, but it's not entirely woody. And here's a hardwood cutting. It's entirely woody.
Hardwood cuttings don't need any foliage and typically are used for propagation during the colder months. The best luck we've had with cuttings from this time of the year have at least some bark developed on them, but are still young, less than a year old. Here's what's worked for us.
And these are the types of cuttings that I've had the best luck with. You've got the hardwood, it's semi-hardwood, but you've got some shoots on the side, and they're not the longest cuttings either. You're looking at something that's, say, 7 to about 15-ish centimeters long for the butterfly pea cuttings, but this is on the shorter end, and they seem to work the best in my experience. So.
Some I will root in water, some I'll put directly into growing media. You can use rooting hormone if you wish, but you can do it au naturel or with a natural substance like the sticky gel from aloe vera leaves. Simply cover the part of the cutting that will be submerged in soil, and remember to keep it moist. You can leave a few leaves on them, especially if they'll be in a humid environment. Ours here was one that rooted successfully in water. Just remember to change the water every couple of days or so.
Now remember, at this early stage you're going to want to keep them in the shade. If you're rooting them on a windowsill indoors and you want to move them out, just make sure you give it a little bit of time in the shade, or let it catch some gentle early morning or late afternoon sunlight to ease it into moving outside. But generally speaking, the butterfly pea is extremely hardy, but you just don't want it to get too much shock when you transplant it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care everyone. Happy growing. We'll see you next time.